I get told every day from every self-care thing, every motivational book, yada, 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 that you need to love yourself, right? And they always tell you that you need to look inward and, you really need to come to a place of acceptance and just joy and gratitude and all that other fun stuff, right? But then what I really came into realization was that a lot of the times the only reason we're struggling loving ourselves is because we've created some sort of attachment to something outside of us, right? If we created an attachment to a certain goal, if we've created an attachment to a certain lifestyle, a certain physique, a certain, I don't care, whatever, people hyper fixate on because we can go down a rabbit hole. When you love yourself, you have to be okay with kind of just being in your energy. When you do things that are truly just benefiting you in their truest aspect, and that's not to say that you aren't taking into consideration the other things going around you, but certain decisions is just solely based upon where you're at mentally. And once you can flow into a level of acceptance with yourself, your decision making, and where you're at in your journey, bro, moving forward becomes so much easier. I feel like a lot of change becomes difficult when we're resistant to the change, when we're trying to hold on to things that happened back there, over there, and we're not focused on the things right here in front of us. You know, things change naturally. That's just a natural thing of life. Nothing is stagnant. There's always going to be some sort of evolution happening at every single moment. So, granted, if everything else around you is changing, you are a byproduct of your environment. You are also changing at every single moment. So you have to allow yourself to change your thinking patterns as well, too, right? A lot of times we like to hold on to outdated ways of thinking, knowing darn well that we've probably already, evolved past that. We've evolved past that, whether it could be trauma, mindset, a point in your life, whatever it was. You've transmuted that energy and you've moved on. But a part of you still wants to harbor that energy because you've created an identity to that memory, to that place, to that person, to that thing. And it's going to hold you back, right? Change is something that's going to happen regardless. And the quicker you allow it to happen and just flow, tying it back to loving yourself becomes a lot more easier because you realize you're not in final form. You always have room to adapt. You always have room to do something better, change something. It's never too late, It's never too late until it's too late. But it's never really too late. It's crazy too because people always said you have to love yourself before you love other people. I don't think that's true. I've always been able to love other people perfectly fine. I haven't been able to love myself, right? And people be like, well, how can you know how to love somebody else but don't know how to love yourself? You see, love is, it's an emotion. Yes, you can say it's a verb, it's an action and all this other type of stuff, but love is genuinely a frequency. It's a frequency of acceptance. It's a frequency of, growth and purity, joy. You can share that emotion with somebody else, but feel as if you aren't worthy of it. But if you see somebody else who holds the qualities that you feel as if you are trying to adhere to or grow into, you will show that person the love that you wish you were receiving for, achieving those qualities. So it's very easy to love other people and not love yourself. But when you start getting into the process of loving other people and not loving yourself, you never show anybody else how to love you. So then that leaves you feeling drained. That leaves you feeling, missed out, overlooked, and all this other type of stuff. Because yes, you were operating from, good energy, pure heart. You were loving everybody else. But at some points, you have to lead by example. How are you going to show them how to love you? You have to love you. You have to make decisions for you. And sometimes that may rub people wrong. Some people may like it. Some people may not understand it, but that's okay. That's the process of showing them how to love you. And then if they're meant to be there, they'll adapt, y'all. Don't try holding on to things that clearly wants to leave. You are hurting yourself and them by like a million. Because in more chances than not, when somebody doesn't want to be somewhere and you're holding them there, they're going to continue hurting you because they want to be let go. Right. And if you're that type of person who likes to hold on to situations, mindsets, perspectives, whatever the case may be, Realize that it will continue beating you. It will continue eating at you. It will continue ruining your mental health. You will continue being insecure until you let it go. That's all that insecurity is asking from you. That's really all our insecurities ever ask of us. Let it go, bro. Can you let this go? The moment you let it go, it'll stop bothering you. The moment you keep harboring on to the things that you don't like in your insecurities, it's going to continue triggering you because it's trying to tell you, you don't need me. Accept it and move on with your life. I lay up.